Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of Hilaal Live. My name is Luqman Shadrack, all the way from the Cape Town studios. Thanks for watching us on channel 347. Also on our live stream, www.hilaal.tv. We know it's weeks away, days away from Ramadan, and in the event that the amazing community of South Africa loves markets, they love attending festivals prior to Ramadan. And in studio, we've got the good people from a very special festival that's happening, or a market that's happening in the Cape Town area. It's the Spice Mecca Ramadaan Souk series. And I'd like to welcome, first up, General Manager from Spice Mecca, Moutie Sears. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Luqman, and shukran for having us this evening.
My absolute pleasure. And then alongside that also assists and put all of this together, Salamah Davids. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah so much for coming in. We're very excited, and we're going to tell our viewers why we're so excited to partner with you guys as well, because it's such a household brand in and around South Africa. But the Souk itself, the Ramadan Souk, I know there was one last year. We were so impressed to be there. We had the Qari down from England as well. But Salamah, tell us a bit about the Souk. I know you were very instrumental in arranging some of the vendors, the logistics around it. For those that weren't there last year, they missed out. And tell them why they missed out.
So Alhamdulillah, this year, 2024, will be the second year of the Ramadan Souk series with Spice Mecca. And, you know, we all, although COVID is long gone, because of COVID, things couldn't happen. And we all know what happened before COVID when it comes to Spice Mecca and Ramadan for all. So we were in hibernation for a while, and obviously people still wanted Spice Mecca. So coming out a little bit smaller, yet not so small, because the moment we mention that Spice Mecca is having an event, it just becomes chaotic. So last year, alhamdulillah, it was, I would say, a test Moutie, and it was successful.
And it was held at the Spice Mecca headquarters, which is in Indiland Crescent, which was even more special.
100%. So we always speak about Spice Mecca, Mr. and Mrs. Abbas, starting from humble beginnings. And because of that, whenever they take a decision to do anything, big or small, it's always inspired by the community, because that is how that business started, through community. So it's always special when we have these events, because we always have to take, when we make decisions, the community, you know, the cost of living is so expensive. So us having it at Spice Mecca, the head office, it helps with trying to make it affordable, not only for our vendors, but also for those attending. And this year and last year, all the proceeds of the gate, you know, entry fees, it goes to a good cause. So it's always in the best interest of our community and always giving back. So inshallah, this year, the 10 rand entry fee will be given to a humanitarian cause, inshallah.
I love that. It's always nice to partner with a good cause as well. Moutie, you guys have been doing this for years. You know, you know, stranger to when it comes to the logistics of the market on the day as well. I do know that you run around and you're just all over the place, but with good measure, because you want to ensure that the day runs successful as well. How important is it for Spice Mecca to be involved in an event like this, to put on a market like this?
No, it's absolutely imperative. Like Salamah just mentioned, you know, we were in hibernation for a little while, but we needed to give the community an event that they could attend, that they felt that they were part of. And I think that's what makes our event a bit special. The community feels a part of it. You know, this community grew up with Spice Mecca as we were finding our feet. And it's also our opportunity to give back, not only to the community, small businesses, your food trucks, your vendors. It's just our way to give back. And it is so special to Spice Mecca because, you know, the elements of Ramadan, I think we all can relate to, you know, the sharing, the caring, giving to the less fortunate. And I think this is the time, you know, in the greater scheme of things, if you look at what's happening in the world, you know, what better way to use the month of Ramadan to the extended community and try to give back.
Oh, absolutely. Well said. I like that about, and Spice Makers always had that type of outlook when it comes to community spirit as well. We're very excited to partner with you guys as a media partner. We were there last year. Very exciting to speak to some of the patrons, speak to some of the stall holders, and we had a cardi down that was down from the UK as well. That was extra special, so we took that live. We wanted the media partners, but you've partnered with other media partners as well.
Yes, our radio partner is the Voice of the Cape. They will be our anchor through the entire event, and obviously another institution that's very close to the community.
Yes.
And so the collaboration with yourselves as well is so good for us, because it just extends that community reach. And we just, like you said, we're very excited, for the program that we're having. There is so much that's happening. All your familiar favorites will be there. Obviously, the vendors.
Yeah.
We've got a few things up our sleeves. I'm
Okay.
not going to divulge too much.
Okay.
But
I like that.
We've got a couple of launches that we're going to do. And the reason I'm not going to divulge because we want people to come.
Okay. So let's get into, it's a series, and I like that as well. I believe that it's over the next couple of weekends. So if you want to go over those dates for our audience,
Sure.
so they can save the date and they can diarize.
Absolutely. So this is the first weekend coming up. It's the 24th and the 25th, Saturday and Sunday. The trading hours will be the same for all 3 weekends, which is 9 to 7 on Saturday and 9 to 6 on Sunday. And then, of course, leading up into Ramadan, we got the 2nd and the 3rd, and the 9th and the 10th. So if you don't get an opportunity at any stage, we've got 3 weekends. So there's no excuse to miss out.
For sure. Yeah. And just in case you needed to invite me somewhere this weekend, I'll be at the Spice Maker Expo. So unfortunately, you'll have to meet me there as well. So we're very excited to be there as well. What I like about last year's one, you had the warehouse, you had the outside section, which made it quite spacious for people to walk around. There was sufficient space for the vendors and the patrons as well. We're having the same look this year?
Yes, absolutely. We have a little bit of a different layout. We feel that the new setup would just create a little bit more space as well.
Okay.
So and we're obviously anticipating maybe a little bit more people, after last year's success. So maybe Salamah can just go through some of in terms of the layouts and where we're going to put the different vendors and the food trucks.
Okay, Salamah. So what's the feel like this year? As long as I know where the food vendors are, I'm sorted. Okay, so let's start with those guys first.
So the food guys, we've got like a whole lot of food trucks lined up, from Tunisian cuisine to Indonesian cuisine. We got some Belgian waffles.
Nice. Stop. Don't go further.
Yeah, and we got our traditional braai, South African braai, where you'll be smelling, you'll see that meat being grilled. And I mean, I had a taste of the meat, something called a grade 4 lamb, like a super lamb. Never heard of it in my life.
Super lamb as well.
And when I bit into that piece of meat, it just melted in my mouth. And I'm not a meat eater, but definitely I'll be eating meat this weekend with kola braai.
Okay.
There's beautiful cakes, lifestyle, and not forgetting Auntie Shamila.
Oh yes, we're going to get to that a bit later.
Yes.
I want to chat to Moutie about that a bit later.
But we'll be selling that food as well. Yes.
Yes.
And then we've got various vendors from fashion to, like confectionery. We also have shoes.
But how diverse
literature.
is our community?
Yes.
And we all know that COVID hit us so hard that some people took on aside a second, third hustle as well, but continued and made it into a business.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of it. So we see some of these vendors are going to be there this weekend, inshallah.
Yes, definitely. Okay. And also what I like about our vendors, it has all different ages, different backgrounds, and it's about bringing the community together.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And that's what I love about Cape Town. And I think when we speak about Cape Town, we just know that we are so different to the rest of South Africa. It's about bringing the community together. I mean, we sometimes have people drive from far just to be present. Amazing. And then stay there the entire day because it's the meeting place. It's the gesellige place,
Absolutely.
It's taking us back to childhood memories, maybe when we eating that vermicelli or that faluda or whatever meals are being served, So, and then we're also creating these new traditions within our community because a lot of people from other countries have moved to South Africa and Cape Town, and how we merge and mix cultures. I just love that because Cape Townians are just warm and friendly. And I mean, what better place to do it at Spice
Yeah, I
Maker?
spoke to someone the other day about that. We were at another market the weekend, and I said, it's one of those places, markets are one of those places where you bump into people you haven't seen in ages. Look, don't take this the wrong way, but I love watching people, right? And people interacting and how the conversations that pick up like they've never, missed a day,
Yes.
but they haven't seen each other for years. And that is such a tradition. And I think people look forward to that as well. So
Yes.
with this combination of food and accessories and, things like that, it's a place where people can spend the day.
Yeah.
What's in, we got some stuff for the kiddies to do as well?
So yes, we've got something very exciting, and it's going to be run by JQ,
Okay.
Jamil
Yeah.
Qura. The school will be running a project called Letters to Palestine.
Nice.
So at the venue, we'll have a wall,
Mm-hmm.
and kids can come out there and they can write letters to the kids in Palestine. Or if you know of somebody's story, like everybody speaks soul of my soul,
Yes.
and that story touched so many people throughout the world. So if you want to write a letter to anybody that you know has been experiencing a lot of difficulty in Palestine, you can do that. Whether you want to draw a picture, write a letter, and it will be displayed on the wall at the event. So I'm super excited for that.
I like that. That's a wonderful project. I think it's going to be very emotional because it's a cause that's close to all of our hearts.
Yes.
We all see the videos, images that come every single day, and we tend to feel quite helpless. So here's an opportunity for all of us to get involved into a project like this. We're going to go for a quick ad break. When we come back, we're going to chat to the good people from the Spice Mecca Ramadaan Souk series that's happening this weekend and the next 2 weekends thereafter. And we'd like you, our viewer, to be part of that as well. You are still watching Hilaal Live. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Thanks for taking the time to watch us on Channel 347. If you are in and around the Cape area, or maybe coming down to Cape Town over the next couple of weekends, you are in for a treat. It's the Spice Mecca Ramadaan Souk series that will be happening at 7 Induland Crescent in what area is that? Lansdowne. There we go. I always never know if it's Lansdowne, Moutie, but it's Lansdowne, right? Yeah. Lansdowne. And the good people from Spice Mecca, Moutie and Salamah are here discussing with us all the wonderful things. And the one wonderful thing that I always look forward to, and I'll never forget the story, years ago when Auntie Shamila did her wonderful cooking that she does at the market, and then we raffled the prawns, and we sold a prawn at 10 Rand, a prawn, because it went to charity. Are we having something like that this year? Because people are drawn to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Lukman. One of the things that Auntie Shamila obviously is famous for is obviously her inventiveness when it comes to food. And just to let everybody know that our famous Ramadan calendar with our 3 recipes, as well as our Ramadan booklet, it's all relaunched with brand new recipes this year.
Nice.
And just for a little bit of a teaser, she is going to showcase some of those recipes at the event, doing some demonstrations around it. So, if you love her cooking, which I know most of Cape Town does, come around to the Souk series and you'll definitely see some of her skills.
Nice.
And the flavors are awesome. Obviously done with Spice Maker products, but
Absolutely.
it's amazing in terms of what she can do, and people love that little booklet. I know people that has the first booklet from the very first time we launched a good few years ago. I think there's 8 or 9 in the series.
Sure.
So it's just a wonderful little thing, and it's absolutely free.
Yep. What I like is that when you at the gate walking in, you can get those aromas already. So you know exactly where to go and just follow the smell, and you'll get to the cooking show as well. It's always lovely to see Auntie Shamila interact with people, because people are drawn to her humble way, and she's very appreciative for people that support Spice Mecca, and so is Uncle Sharif as well. We're going to come to that very special thing that Uncle Sharif does every year a bit later, but before we chat about that, Salamah, with regards to the traders, we have such loyal traders in our community that like to be associated with a brand like Spice Mecca as well. What are some of the more popular brands that will be showcased for the next couple of weekends?
So I just want to say that the thinking behind the Souk series over 3 weekends is trying to give everybody opportunity.
Right.
The toughest part of my job is saying we're fully booked.
Oh man.
So there will be vendors that will be there every weekend, and then there will be changes, right? The variety.
Right.
So we've got Shilajit, which is some.
Oh, the little pasty thing.
Yes,
I've
they'll
got
be
that.
there. The cookie merchant,
Okay.
Yusuf Bites with traditional cookies.
Yusuf Bites, the little boy that does the cookies.
Yes,
That's
100%.
he's
Traditional.
raising funds for his mom to go to Umrah, right?
Yes.
That youngster.
Then
Okay.
we have Serenity Clothing, we have Purple and Prowse, we have The Perfect Shoe.
Nice.
We've got
Oh, I better not bring my daughter.
we've got Sugar Rush with these
Nice.
beautiful confectionery, Shamila Cakery. You know, you can't walk past Shamila without buying
I
her
know, right?
cakes. We've got Tupperware, Balfem. We have AMC.
Okay.
There'll be some literature, Scarf World,
Nice.
where Pomegranate Wellness,
Nice.
Double O will be there. I mean,
Okay.
the team of Double O, they can't wait
Nice.
for the next year.
Oh,
Those
man.
guys are like ever ready to be there all the time. We've got
Yeah.
Star, Mocktails, Arabica Coffee,
Right.
Deviate. We've got Al Baked Pizza.
Sure.
I mentioned the foods already. So there's lots happening. There's SNS Traders.
Nice.
I mean, that is just like a
Yeah, the
few
tip of the iceberg.
Yes, we've got
Yeah.
Pineapple Express, Mr. Honey,
Yeah.
all the way from Johannesburg, you know. So there's just
Nice. You know, I think people are lining up to be at a Spice Mecca event because they know the community that gets drawn to a brand like this. And it's a brand that has really stood the test of time and been there for the community as well. But the one thing that I was talking about that everybody gets drawn to and everybody knows about this amazing, it's the Black Hat sale that Uncle Sharif puts on every single year. We're going to have that this year?
Absolutely.
Is it the same black hat? Is it a new black hat?
Yeah,
I always wanted to
I
ask
think
that.
sometimes I'm going to call him Gandalf, you know, because the things that he pulls out of that hat, it's nobody's
Amazing.
business. So of course we're going to have the black hat sale.
Nice.
You know, it is a showpiece at the event. It is as chaotic as it is, you know, in our shop, and you know, people love the giveaways and the specials, and you know, it's just great to be a part of. You know, it's the give back to the community. You know, I swear to you, I mean, I am in charge of all the pricing. So I can tell you that Mr. Abbas literally gives them away.
Literally.
Literally gives them away.
And
So,
what I like is when he
yeah.
specializes in giving away to pensioners.
Yeah.
More importantly, he feels that our senior citizens should be taken care of. And I think that's special.
No, absolutely. And I mean, look, a lot of them have been supporting Spice Mecca for years.
True.
I mean, you know, they are the anchors,
Of course.
you know, that help build the brand. And I think, and that's how we see the community. You know, they're all brand ambassadors.
Right.
I mean, you have Spice Mecca in your cupboard, you know, you're a brand ambassador. And I think that's so important. And just, you know, the Black Hat sale, although it's exciting, you know, it's very inclusive. Everybody's there. They can't wait. They can't wait to see what he's going to do. Just that whole part of the sharing and the give back is what we love, and the community is so appreciative of it.
I must
And so
tell
they
you a
should
funny story as well. You know, in lockdown, we didn't, our sleep patterns were just so weird.
Yeah.
You know, you'd wake up at 2:00 in the morning and you'd be wide awake. And I needed something sweet. And I found don't laugh, eh? I found a Spice Maker Booba mix.
Yeah.
And at like 2:00 in the morning, I was like, this was gonna go down
gonna
so
work.
good. and I promise you, I so enjoyed it because it was so easy to make. Even a novice like me didn't burn the milk and all of that. And I enjoyed Booba at 2:00 in the morning in lockdown. So thank you, Uncle Sharif, because he gave us some goodies to give away as well.
Well, that's what it's about. You know, it's the cook easier lifestyle. Again, the genius that Shamla is in terms of the preparation, in terms of taking the fuss out of making things. I mean, we all know traditionally how long it took to prepare booba.
Yes,
You know, our mothers and our grandmothers prepare like 2 hours before we need to break our fast. Now it takes 15 minutes if you add a Spice Maker booba mix.
So one of the things I know that you also pride yourself on is the calendar that you give away to people as well. I have one in my house every single year. Having one this year obviously made as well and be available at the market.
Absolutely, it will be. Obviously, it's actually been circulating as we speak.
Okay.
We obviously launch it a good couple of weeks before the month of Ramadan. But yes, it will be available at the market as well. I think I have mentioned before, there's 3 beautiful new recipes at the back of the calendar.
Okay.
And the design of our calendar is also unique. You know, we speak to, you know, the 10 days, the three sets for the month of Ramadan. So, you know, it's fun to look at, but at the same time, it's educational. And of course, like I mentioned, the recipes are on there. You know, there's a beautiful soup that's on there, a muffin that I can tell you, is so delicious.
Delicious.
Okay.
Oh my word!
With the
Okay.
crispy
And
top.
oh yeah,
Very
you
good.
know, I can't even talk. And Solomon's jumping in because it's so
So
good.
yeah.
And then the last one is a lovely chicken sub. You know, people don't have a lot of time in the month of Ramadan. It's
Mm.
quick and easy. Obviously, the flavors are all there. So I think people love what we have to offer this year.
Yeah. I know you also give away like parcels with
Yes.
a very special amount as well. Are we doing that this year?
Absolutely. It's become another huge hit. So we especially do the parcels, and that will be launched this weekend. And then thereafter, we will also continue the parcels through the entire series.
Okay. Brilliant. Salamah, any particular program maybe lined up for the next 2 days? Are we having any special coverage of things through the weekend?
So there are some marketing material going up on social media.
Okay.
There's lots of advertising on radio and TV, but I just want to take a step back to that
Sure.
100 Rand parcel.
Okay.
Look, man, what's significant about that parcel is the fact that, you know, pensioners come in there and they can afford to buy for their family and friends, and they
Nice.
feel so good because they are in a position to make sadaqah
For sure.
through that 100 Rand parcel. And I
Right.
think that is something that I don't think anybody has been able to do, and Mr. Abbas has been maintaining that for a good couple of years now. So I think we as Spice Maker staff members are always grateful for that we are able to give that
back
to
as
our
well.
community.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah. Moutie, in closing, any last message to our community? Maybe encouraging them to start lining up. What time does it start, Saturday and Sunday?
It starts at 9 o'clock on both Saturday and Sunday. So this is the first weekend, the 24th and the 25th of Feb.
Okay.
We definitely want to see everybody there. Based on last year's turnout, we're looking forward to seeing everybody again. Just to touch on some of the maybe soft entertainment we're going to have. We're going to have a Seven Steps is going to be there as well. We're going to have a Nasheed group there as well. So, you know, all of these elements is what make up the Ramadan Souk series, obviously done by Spice Maker. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing everybody and, you know, get ready for an awesome series.
Is there a specific Nasheed group that you're having?
Yes, Khudamal will be.
Okay, no surprise.
Yeah.
No surprise. It's going to be
So,
there.
you know,
I
we've
mean,
got to offer the best to the community.
Course,
Yeah.
Of course. Moutie, thanks so much for always
Shukran to you.
being part and parcel of our community, excuse the pun, because it's one of those brands that people resonate to. It's a brand that reminds us of home.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Uncle Sharif and Auntie Shamila have definitely resonated that through the years as well. So from all of us at Hilaal TV, say a big shukran to Auntie Shamila and Uncle Sharif, and we're excited to be there this weekend as well, inshallah.
Yes, no, shukran to Hilaal and to you, Lukman. I just want to echo that, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Abbas has done a wonderful thing. And it's not every day that you can associate with a brand that can do something like this and give back to the community. Most of the time you see brands on shelf and that's where it ends.
Yes.
So we're obviously fortunate to be part of this Ramadan Souk series, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Great. Moutie and Salamah, Jazakallah so much. Have a good evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
And there we go. If you haven't planned your weekend, now you've got some plans to do. It's the Spice Maker Ramadan Souk series that's happening from this weekend, 7 Indialand Crescent in the Lansdowne area. And for every weekend, for the next 3 weekends, it's going to be on. But join us this weekend. Very special giveaways. Uncle Sharif is just amazing with his Black Hat special sale, and you don't want to miss out on that. So from all of us at the Cape Town team, we're going to play you some highlights after the break from the game, the soccer game that we went to this weekend. It's the Football Humanity. It's the Freedom Cup that was played. Was fortunate enough to do some interviews with pertinent people, and we're going to bring you that after the break. You are still watching Hilaal Live.